ready to get into the trash can?
We'll make it quick.
Okay. Do we even need to explain who Eminem is at this point? Eminem. Do we even need to explain?
Eminem just fell off the deep end.
Like, Eminem, Detroit rapper, you know the deal. He's just like one of the most famous rappers of all time. One of the greats, I would say. At least with his
really
early
brought
works.
hip hop to the white community for the better or worse.
Yeah, that's true. And he's probably every white kid's favorite rapper, I would say.
He's probably every 40-year-old man's favorite rapper.
Probably.
Including himself.
Yeah, I could say as a little white kid, Eminem's my favorite.
And I will say, like, even as I got older, I've still come to appreciate Eminem. I still think that his older work is, in some ways, untouchable. I think that he's still, like, a really good lyricist.
He's still, like, really technical and, like, still one of the all-time greats, but I feel like now he just is just, like, a has-been.
Here we go into the review.
So
as we reminisced on the old Eminem and some of his great albums and his journey into recovery and stopped making music circa, 2004, 2005?
Yeah.
When...
Recovery? I have no idea. It doesn't matter. No.
Anyway, like early 2000s, he stopped making music, and now probably mid 2000s.
It was more like
mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Probably like 2006 or 2007. He stopped making music with recovery, like was off the drugs, was making a turnaround in his life, and then just like fell off the wagon again. And here he comes back with another album called Revival 2017, completely unasked for.
Okay, I think the biggest question I want to ask in this: Did you like the Marshall Mathers LP too?
Yes, I did.
I did not.
Really?
I really liked
I found there were some really exciting, really interesting tracks on there. Forgive me, I don't know all the names.
Rap God.
Okay, Rap God was hype, but okay.
Okay, what was your favorite then?
Definitely the one that samples the Zombies time of the season.
Oh,
it's the time.
I completely forgot about that. That's like one of the only tracks I like from it.
And the one that samples what is that guy's name? Eddie Money or something?
Yeah, I haven't listened to
Joe Walsh. Walsh.
I
think that's him.
I haven't listened to this album in like 2 years. So
I mean, those are like the two tracks that I really enjoy off of the Marshall Mathers LP. I think there was some really creative sampling and some really creative like technical stuff going on there. But all in all, I definitely think that his older music is the better music.
I think my main problem with that Marshall Mathers too is I really loved that album in high school. I fucking loved that album, but I also didn't have any frame of reference for hip hop when I listened to it. And the more I listen to it now, and like when I listened to it like 2 years ago, especially freshman year of college, I did not. But like, because there was already a door open at that point. Like I've already listened to like.
It's been a while since I've.
So like there was
even stepped foot into the territory.
Last time I listened to it, I just have remembered not liking it and thinking it's a really, really not good pop rap album. But the two tracks you mentioned were actually two that I completely forgot existed on it. So
I mean, those are the only.
I could go back to it and be
like,
oh yeah, this album's great. But like I remember it just being really because I remember.
End of story. Neither of us really remember how the LP was, but to my knowledge, it wasn't super good. There was some good stuff
reviewers.
on
there. But like the tracks that are always forward in my mind, like Rap God, like. His flows,
I forgot that was even on there.
His flow is really fast, but again, like
what is the substance?
What's the substance to it? Monster with Rihanna.
That was on there too.
Yeah, and then
what the heck? I'm done talking about
I remember
this.
Like the track he did for Call of Duty, Survival of the Fittest, or whatever it's called, and then there's one more, Berserk was on it. Those are the tracks I remember.
The heck?
Those
I
are the
don't remember any of these tracks.
Those are the tracks I remember just being kind of bland, like
no, those are
pop
okay.
raps. Especially Monster.
It's starting to come back.
It's starting to come back. It's Boomerang, always coming back.
Boomerang. Always coming back to you.
But that album has nothing to do with this album because my point of reference does not have anything to do with Marshall Mathers.
My point of reference for Eminem has always been curtain called hits. I'm serious. That was a really good compilation. That was a really good compilation.
I think your personal story about how it brought you into hip hop is more. Not more, but like what it means to you is more than what it means to me. Like I just see it's just like a compilation, but like
Yeah.
you, it's like it got you into hip hop.
It did.
But like the same way, like Tyler Creator's Wolf and like Childish Gambino's Becoming the Internet because of the internet got me into hip hop. So it's like personal more than that. But yeah, this new album Revival, it's like an hour and like 14 minutes long.
Which
like-
is an hour and 14 minutes longer than it should be.
It's 19 tracks, and when he announced it, I was kind of interested because
I was interested for sure.
last year, October, he dropped the campaign speech track, and he came in with a bunch of different flows, and
That was not last year.
that was 2016.
No.
Campaign speech, the track.
Oh, I thought you meant his diss track. I was
No.
like, that was up about a month ago.
No, a month ago. About a month ago.
About Tree Fitty.
Yeah, but yeah, campaign speech track.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it was like 12 minutes long, and it, like I just did a bunch of flow. It was all like Eminem kind of working with flow. He didn't really have anything of substance to say. It was just him
This
kind of
is almost like when you first begin band and you learn your dynamics.
yeah. That's kind
And
of
there's just an exercise. It's like do re mi fa sol fa mi re do.
it seemed like he was
Except
just
for that's all it was.
freestyling for 12
Yeah.
minutes more than anything else. He was just keeping up his technical flow, keeping his old mind, because you know Eminem's only
He
got
had
a
to do
couple
some
of years left.
crossword puzzles.
Keep his old mind at rest or something. Active, old mind active. That's what he's
What are you
doing.
talking about?
He's only got a couple years left.
Him and Ike were born in the same year.
Yeah, Eminem's actually like 50. No, he's 70. He's only got a couple years left.
I was gonna say like Ike's younger than him.
Ike's like 40. Ike's probably younger than Eminem.
They were born in the same
Oh, okay.
hospital, one door apart.
We're talking about our DJ friend Ike B. He's like 45, but he's literally like 100. So he's been in the hospital like 20 times this year.
Anyway, back to him.
That's a completely different story. We
He's in the hospital every day.
He
I
literally, we
swear.
see on Facebook
I swear
him going.
to you.
He's only got a couple good years left at this point.
But,
That's a meme. We're going through our memes. I'm sorry. We literally don't want to talk about this album because it sucks. Okay, so this
Back
track.
to the album. I was excited for this album because last year was the year of comebacks, and De La Soul released a good album. Tribe Called Quest released a good
Hey,
album.
that was good.
I like De La Soul's album.
I thought it was okay.
It was
It
pretty
was
good.
like There's
But-
some tracks that are really, really good. Again, I don't.
Okay, but like that's the point. Like that was the year of comebacks. Like people that didn't release music for a long time were coming back and releasing albums. I mean, even on small scales, like Frank Ocean came out and released a good album. Weezer came back and released a really good sounding album.
And then they destroyed their
And I was
careers in
just like-
2017.
I was just
with
like,
Pacific
well,
Daydream.
Eminem could maybe do the same thing. But then I looked at the track list, and all my hopes for this album went out the window.
See, my main interest with this was not because it was 2016 was the year's comebacks. It was because the flow he's messing with a campaign speech just seemed really interesting, and I wanted to see what he'd do with it. And then he brought that same flow to a feature on Big Sean's latest album. I forget what the track was called. It was Bounce Back. What was it? No Favors.
Last night took an L, but
No
tonight I
Favors.
bounced back.
He just brought a really weird flow that went on for a long time, and that's kind of what this album is. I feel like it's Eminem just rapping with kind of I want to say with just like basics, but he literally doesn't have anything to say for like the hour and 14 minutes. Yeah, for the entire length of this album, Eminem really has nothing to say. Nothing to say whatsoever. He starts off with Walk on Water with Beyonce, and he has a decent amount of stuff to say. He feels like he's slowly becoming has-been. He's correct, especially with this album.
You could feel him deteriorating.
I don't know. I just thought that was funny.
Halfway through the album, he develops whooping cough.
He's only got a couple years left at this point.
He's done.
But Walk on the Water, I did not like it at first. I actually think it's okay at this point. I still think it's really overrated. I think Beyonce and Eminem should not be on the same track. I think they do not.
In the same way that Kendrick and MIA should not be on the same track.
I just didn't think that was a combination I never wanted to see because it just didn't feel like they would fit, because Beyonce is more like dynamic and Eminem's is kind of like I'm not gonna say grimy. It's definitely not grimy, but like I want to say
Not at all. It's gritty.
gritty.
I rewatched I guess I rethought about 8 Mile this weekend. My girlfriend and her dad watched 8 Mile. And, like, I don't know, it just got me, like, really remembering what Eminem, like, was. And he just came from, like, a really gritty area in life. This whole album is not gritty
It's
at all.
not. It's like
At all. It's not Eminem.
even on like
This
Walk
is
on
an
Water.
Eminem robot.
Not gritty. I
This
feel
is
like
an Eminem text-to-speech program.
it's like a computer program thought what Eminem was, but it only did Recovery and Relapse, and then just combined those two albums.
I forgot Relapse was even a thing.
You forgot a lot.
Maybe I only have a couple of good years left.
But yeah, this new album. Usually, when I review an album, I listen to it a decent amount. Listen to Nerd a decent amount. Listen to Brockhampton like 400 times because it's amazing. But this I got through once, and I skipped a couple of tracks. Like I got halfway through a couple of tracks, and I was just like, "Yep, I got the gist. It's not gonna improve from here. It already is over." And I haven't done that with a single album the entire year. There have been albums that have bored me, but I listened to them a couple times to see if I was missing anything. Example being American LCD Sound System's American Dream. American Meme. American Meme. Look around there. I have no idea what that was.
Those lyrics.
We're getting into real like.
It's late. It's getting really late.
And we have to talk about an album neither of us really like.
Garbage. I want to go home.
So, what was I talking about? There's been albums I've gone through a couple times. LCD Sound System, American Dream. There's been albums that I thought were incredibly boring and had no redeemable qualities, but I've sat through them. Beck's Colors and XXX Tentacion's 17. And what sucks about that is I actually finished those projects. And this Eminem project, someone who's actually capable, talented, I know
he's capable.
I just couldn't finish it. I couldn't I couldn't sit through the entire project. I got through it. I skipped like parts of a couple tracks, but like I haven't had to do that for a review this year. I haven't had, and I haven't had the need to like actually talk about it. There's been albums where like I've listened to it and I got through it and I'm just like, yeah, there's nothing really to say here. But this one, it like angered me in the sense of just how bad it actually was. Like I listened to XXX Tentacion and I didn't want to talk about it. Like I thought there was no point to talking about it because it was just kind of redundant. Everyone was already kind of talking about how much it sucks. It was like a 20-minute little piece. But this is just on such a large scale, and I'm hearing some favorable reviews, some like not favorable reviews, but it angered me in such a sense that I felt like I was responsible to talk about it. Yeah, this album, it literally is Eminem working on his basic flows, having nothing to say, and it has some of the most boring pop rap production I've heard the entire year. That at times it's just so poorly produced. Like on the track In Your Head, which it basically just samples Cranberries Zombie. And like Eminem's done that. He's stolen songs before. He's sampled.
He's stolen from the Cranberries.
Like he's sampled other songs and that sample's like been a majority of the track before, but he's always made it like
oh, for sure.
He's always incorporated into his way.
We even talked about those two on Marshall Mathers LP.
Those
are completely sampled, like nothing original. Sometimes he even sings the exact melody.
Yeah, but on this, it literally felt like there was nothing new to it. It was just Eminem playing the zombies from his like iPhone, and the audio quality is really shitty, and he was attempting to rap at it over it at first, and then he just gave up and then just played the hook, and it just like all the features to this besides Beyonce's the only one I actually like.
Can she do wrong?
I don't think she can. And my main problem with that track wasn't her, it was more Eminem didn't fit.
It should have been a Beyonce track.
Yeah, it literally should. I felt like it would have been better as a Beyonce track. She's probably the better part of that track compared to Eminem, who just...
She's the best part of the album. Like, I'll come out and say it.
You're not wrong about that.
Beyonce is the best part of the Eminem album.
her one
Welcome
appearance.
to 2017, fellas.
But like, look at these features. Ed Sheeran. It sounds like I'm listening to someone attempt to be Ed Sheeran. Like I thought it was like at first I thought it was like.
Isn't it weird how his style changes so easily? I think that he's a robot too.
No,
because
but
like he was good on lifting you.
But that was more Pharrell. I felt like anything, and this I felt like
Is garbage.
Eminem just gave him like some minor notes, and he was like, "Hey, can you just sing? Just sing random words.
Anything you
don't
want.
even need to write. Just sing some random words, you know." But like it felt like Eminem just kind of highlighted him in a way that it made him seem like he was doing a cover of himself, like but a poorly covered, like he was pretending to be Ed Sheeran. X Ambassadors.
Why?
It hasn't been. I haven't been this pissed off at a hook since Weezer's The Beach Boys. It has the same feeling. It feels like XXX not XXX Ambassadors. X Ambassadors are literally just like making up words as they go. Like there's no like pre-written words. He's just saying stuff, and that's the hook. It's just random words. I felt that with Weezer with Beach Boys, where he's just like he's just saying random words, and that's the hook apparently. When this, I get the same style, and also it's like he's not even singing. It's like there's no performance whatsoever. It seems really weak and it's really phone in. Skylar Grey, I've heard this before so many times at this point. They've worked together so much. It literally, I'm not gonna say it's like the worst thing on here, but it's just we've heard it so much that like, what's the point at this point?
Yeah, it's just
Kalani and Pink.
They don't fit. None of the features fit.
It just didn't fit.
None of them.
And also
fit.
Fresher, like what was the point of him being there? Like I
think he was like the water boy, and then
that's Refresher.
Oh. All right, good night, everybody.
Yeah, that's our end joke. Okay, but this album, it's just so hard to get through. The production's bad. It feels like Eminem's trying to rip off Machine Gun Kelly. That's what I really get.
All right, this is the real one.
Literally, that's what I'm
this
getting.
Is the end.
Just because he's just doing this shitty pop art style, and Eminem, not pop art, pop rap style, and it's just like this poor version of even shittier artist. Like, I don't know what he's doing at this point. I don't know who Eminem's trying to be. He's not.
Who are you?
Who are you trying? What are you trying to accomplish with this? Because I can't get it. This is like an hour and 14 minutes long. And I don't understand why. I don't understand what you're going for. You're trying to show us why you're not a has-been, but the entire process you're showing why you're a has-been because you have no idea what the fuck you're making. I have no idea what you're going for, what like connects all these tracks together.
It's
I have
a revival.
nothing.
This is the revival.
Again, In Your Head's the worst track, but the second worst sample on this is Remind Me when they do the sample I Love Rock and Roll. Like, why is that a thing? Why do we need that in 2017? Like, what are you trying to accomplish with this? Like, I don't get what he's going for this album. This has been, like, I hate to say it, this has been the worst album I've listened to the entire year. Like, I've listened to some bad stuff this year. This takes the cake for being the worst. Like, you can complain all you want about how XXX Tentacion's album was bad. It was, but at least I knew I was going into a dumpster fire. But Eminem, with this, I thought it was just going to be a trash can.
I'm going to say something right here. I'm not even sorry.
What?
Eminem's album is worse than Father John Misty.
Wait, do we have common ground for once?
I think so.
We're working together for once? I think, yeah, it's just so bad. Like, his flows don't even seem like Eminem flows. There's no finesse. There's no style to him. He's just saying whatever comes to his mind, and there's no consistency. It's like he's just looking around the room to what to rap about, and he just kind of sees it and freestyles it.
And then he puts it over an 80s rock beat. There's
no narrative style. It's just all just like random thoughts of Eminem. And it just comes out with this really, really bland, generic rap. This, like, Eminem on this album reminds me of just, like, a 6th grader trying to rap. Like a middle schooler trying to rap. And coming
after he listened to Eminem.
Yeah, like, just doing a poorly impression of Eminem. Same thing with Ed Sheeran. I think this album, is just terrible. And like, if this thing was like 8 tracks, I maybe thought a little bit higher of it. But since it's like an hour and 14 minutes, like, what's the point? What are you trying to get across? Like, why do you have so many of these tracks? Why you have all these features that don't fit? What are you trying to do with this? Like, this has just been the hardest listen to this year. We've listened to, like, so many different things this year.
Oh my god, yeah, we have.
And, like, we've complained about hard listens. Like, I remember you talking about Bjork last week, and we were talking about John Babb. The Interdependence of Everything is a fucking better track than this entire album. And I hated that fucking track. You know, John Babb, I'll commend you on making something that's better than the fucking Eminem.
How do you feel about comparing Paris Core Blimey to this?
Paris Core Blimey is an absolute fucking banger compared to this entire fucking album. It's an entire fucking album.
Paris Core Blimey is a banger. You heard it here, folks.
When compared to Eminem's Revival, it is a goddamn banger.
Mitch, you're going to have to go to bed here in a minute. You're getting a little rowdy.
It's just, this album sucks.
You're going to have to go home.
Oh, I am home. But like, this album's just bad. And I've never hated an album so much. It's just like going back to the XXX Tentacion thing, I knew what I was getting into. I knew it was going to be bad. I knew it was only like 20 minutes. And at least XXX Tentacion had like one decent instrumental. I'm Closing My Eyes from Patsu. He stole that. And at least that was good. And at least I got something out of that album. Just that one instrumental that he stole.
Yeah, it was a good instrumental.
Or at least I got that. But on this, it's just, I know Eminem has potential, and I thought it was going to be like a 5. I thought I was going to get like half an album, and there's going to be some really good moments.
I never thought it was going to be good, but I didn't think it was going to be this bad.
But instead, we just get like a trash can, and I hate it. And I will never listen to this again. I will never listen to Walk on Water again. I have no reason to visit this album again. And it taught me nothing except Eminem's a definite has-been, and he needs to like stop making music or just like
he lived long enough to see himself become the villain.
Yeah, pretty much at this point. Yeah, I think this is. I think this album's a 1. Like a 1, it's a 1.
I'm just gonna give it a less than Father John Misty.
Less than simple Father John Misty.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I want it as.
This is the worst album this year, and that's it. That's all I gotta say.
The end.
That's the end of this episode. And I'm sorry I got so angry about that.
I'm gonna take Vincent to bed. I'm gonna tuck him in, and he's gonna get less rowdy here.